Tonight, America stands witness to one of the most high-profile and emotionally charged trials in recent memory, the trial of music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs. This case has captured the nation's attention not only because of the fame and fortune involved, but because it shines a harsh light on a disturbing story of alleged abuse, manipulation, and a federal criminal enterprise. At the center of this legal battle is Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend and a witness whose testimony has been both powerful and grueling. Over 4 long days, Ventura recounted nearly 2 decades of a relationship marred by alleged violence, sexual assault, and emotional control that left deep and lasting scars. Her testimony exposed the darker realities that often lurk behind the glamorous facade of celebrity life. Ventura spoke openly about the fear she endured during their relationship, detailing specific incidents that reveal a pattern of abuse. Most notably, the jury was shown haunting surveillance footage from 2016, first reported by CNN, depicting a violent confrontation in a hotel elevator lobby. In the video, Combs is seen kicking and dragging Ventura, an act that underscores the physical violence she described. The raw and unfiltered nature of the footage left a profound impact on the courtroom, lending a visceral weight to Ventura's words. Beyond the video, Ventura shared deeply personal text messages sent to Combs just days after the violent incident. In one, she wrote, "When you get fed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child." These messages reveal the emotional turmoil and trauma she has carried long after the relationship ended. Ventura testified that she continues to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and has undergone years of trauma treatment, highlighting the long-term psychological effects of the alleged abuse. Throughout the trial, the defense team has sought to challenge Ventura's credibility. They questioned the timeline of her claims and pointed to texts and meetings between Ventura and Combs after the incidents she described. Despite this, Ventura remained resolute, telling the jury that she never felt safe enough to refuse or say no, emphasizing the coercive control Combs allegedly exercised. Sean "Diddy" Combs faces a series of serious federal charges, including 2 counts of sex trafficking, 2 counts of transportation for prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. The prosecution alleges that Combs ran an organized criminal enterprise that exploited and trafficked women, using intimidation and violence to maintain control. Combs has denied all allegations, asserting that his interactions with Ventura and others were consensual and framing the accusations as misunderstandings rooted in a troubled relationship. Legal experts following the trial point out that while the evidence presented by the prosecution is compelling, particularly Ventura's testimony and the surveillance footage, the case is legally complex. Prosecutors face the difficult task of proving racketeering and sex trafficking charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Unlike a typical domestic violence case, this federal prosecution hinges on demonstrating that Combs orchestrated a broader criminal operation. The racketeering charge, in particular, requires evidence that Combs was the head of an organized enterprise that committed multiple, interconnected crimes for a common purpose. This charge traditionally targets mob families or drug trafficking rings, making its application in this context highly significant and challenging. One aspect of the prosecution's case involves what are referred to as freak-offs, wild, drug-fueled parties hosted by Combs and Ventura, where multiple women were allegedly coerced into sexual acts. The defense argues that these events were consensual and that Combs' behavior, while perhaps morally questionable, did not constitute a crime. They point to text messages where Ventura expresses mixed feelings about these parties, including some moments of enthusiasm. This ambiguity creates a crucial area for the defense to raise reasonable doubt in the jury's mind. The surveillance video shown to the jury is a pivotal piece of evidence. It depicts a 2016 incident where Combs physically assaults Ventura. However, Combs is not charged with assault in this case, due largely to the statute of limitations for state-level domestic violence charges. The prosecution argues that this violent incident is relevant to establishing that Ventura's participation in the parties was not voluntary but coerced by fear and intimidation. Experts note that this distinction between proving Combs was bad and proving he committed federal sex trafficking and racketeering is the crux of the trial. The defense acknowledges Combs' flaws, but maintains that the legal standards for these federal charges have not been met. As the trial progresses, prosecutors are expected to call additional witnesses and present further evidence to build the case that Combs led a criminal enterprise. They aim to show that this was not simply a troubled domestic relationship, but a pattern of organized exploitation. The courtroom itself has become a focal point of media attention. Photographers and reporters crowd the room, capturing every tense moment as Combs sits in his orange prison jumpsuit, his hair noticeably white from the stress and pressure of incarceration. Across from him stands Cassie Ventura, composed but visibly affected by the ordeal. The judge presides over the proceedings with solemn authority, underscoring the gravity of the case. Public reaction has been intense, with discussions about the responsibilities of powerful figures, the challenges victims face in coming forward, and the justice system's role in holding celebrities accountable. The trial raises broader questions about abuse, consent, and exploitation in environments where money and fame often shield wrongdoing. This trial is more than just a legal battle. It is a cultural moment shining a light on issues that affect many beyond the courtroom walls. For Sean Diddy Combs, the outcome could mean decades behind bars. For Cassie Ventura and others who have come forward, it represents a fight for recognition, justice, and healing. As the nation watches, the unfolding drama is a stark reminder of the complex intersection of power, privilege, and accountability. We will continue to bring you the latest updates from the courtroom as this story develops. If you found this coverage insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay informed on this and other breaking stories. Join the conversation and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters in the pursuit of justice. Stay with us for ongoing coverage of this landmark trial.